Hey everyone, so another update on the motor upgrade for the 124 scale rock crawler from RGT. As you can see, it's all assembled up now. I've been able to get it outside to have a run around, and I'm glad to report that there is improvement. It does crawl better than with the stock motor. Whether or not that is purely down to the motor itself or the fact that it's got an 8-tooth pinion on it, I'm unsure, because I wasn't able to get the 8-tooth working on the stock one to test it. There are a few more modifications that I've made. As you can see, I've secured the motor in place now with a bit more permanent fixture on the zip ties. The bit of nail file keeping the motor and the pinion together, sorry, the gear and the pinion together, still in place behind the sheath. What else? Oh, the other big change I've made, as you can see, the skid plate's now upside down. So what I did there is, the reason I did that is, if you can see on here, where I had it previously, the motor was actually pushed hard against the rail here of the chassis. And what it was doing, it was forcing this end of the motor upwards, and therefore the pinion was going down. So to get it nice and level, flip the skid plate upside down, and then it just give it that couple of more mil clearance. I don't know if you can see that under there, but it just was able to lift the motor clear of the chassis frame. Can you see that? What that did do though is, can you see underneath now, so it put these suspension arms a little bit at a steeper angle, and actually when you compress them, don't know if you can see this, but they bend slightly over the other suspension arms, the ones a bit further up, so they bend a little bit over them. But because they're plastic, there's no issues. You still get full range of your suspension, so not a real issue. Yeah, so running this thing outside, like I say, there is improvement. It does crawl better. However, I am still having trouble with the ESC. It's still cutting off, and so it's not that the steering doesn't go, the steering stays, just the drive chain, it just stops the wheels from turning. While I was experimenting with putting the gear and motor back together, I did notice that if you say tightened either the wheels too tightly, or you tighten the gear too tightly, it would bind up, and that would cause the ESC to trigger. I'm not too sure what the reason is though, because I mean, it crawls fine for a short period of time and then it cuts off. I guess when it really gets into a hard rut that it needs to really push itself out of, it's doing something, it's overloading it somehow, and it's cutting out, which is a real shame, and I have no idea how to fix it. I am going to get the bigger lipo battery. Hopefully that will give it enough power to just push through, but I have really no idea, so any help on that would be appreciated. I'll probably reach out on the forums and stuff, try and get an answer from it. You can probably see down the side here, as I put the zip tie across to fix the motor in place, it gave me a nice little cubby hole there, look, to slide the battery in. That was just a bit of luck. I don't think the 2S will fit in there, it is quite tight, you can only just about get the stock battery in there, but we'll see. Alright guys, I will try and get a video of it outside, so you can actually see it performing, but now I really am keen on getting this larger battery to just give it a bit more oomph. And yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't get some before footage before I did the upgrade, so you could see the difference. You just have to take my word for it that it does climb better. It just has a bit more power, more torque. So I guess to wrap it up, the SUBOTECH motor upgrade is a bit of a success. Whether or not it's worth all the trouble, I'm not too sure yet, but if you're like me and you just like to tinker about, do it. Get one, learn from my mistakes. I think it's a decent upgrade. And once we get this 2S lipo in there, it might just be everything that we needed. But yeah, good little project, I've really enjoyed it. I did have to add extra weight onto the body, onto this side, by a couple of magnets, just because the motor's so far over now, and it is a bigger motor. There's definitely more weight on this side, so just to kind of counterbalance it, I put some additional weight on the other side. Now at least is even as it's crawling. As you can see, it's full of dirt. Just been out in the garden with it. But yeah, all in all, pretty happy with the motor upgrade. And next is the battery upgrade, and maybe do something with the shocks, and then this body, do something with this. But alright, for now, that's all I've got for you. So yeah, cheers.